And good almost afternoon, everybody. I'm CBS and DFW meteorologist Jeff Ray. And I'm glad you're joining us on CBSN. I need you to get into this habit, okay? If there is a lot of weather around, be it bad or just really inconvenient, I want you to check out CBSN because this is where we're going to go first unless there is severe weather enough or of a life threat that we would go live on CBS 11. Otherwise, we're going to start here almost all the time and start talking about what's going on to bring you up to date. So this is a good place for you to park for weather information in real time. So you're looking at high-resolution radar. I'm running a 1-hour loop. You can see the heavy rain that is moving across North Texas. Now, I'm going to back this loop up 6 hours. In fact, I'll go back 8 hours, okay, and show you how this all happened. I'm going to stop it at 6 in the morning, 6:30 in the morning, and look at the Metroplex. Not a drop of rain, just cloudy conditions. All the heavy rain at that time was back into Young and Stevens County, up into Montague County, just now entering Wise County. It didn't really get into the Metroplex until we got to about 8, 9 o'clock, and then it was some heavy rain. Even though the worst of it was south across the 35W down by the split, and there was some tremendous lightning and some strong winds, but no thunderstorm warnings. Well, that heavy rain started to pick up in areas where we just didn't need it. It was across Tarrant and northern Dallas County. These are areas that had tremendous rains over the weekend. And when I say tremendous, I mean Saturday night, Saturday afternoon, Saturday night, they had 6 to 7 inches of rain. So it was a deluge of rain that fell over the weekend in these spots, and then they got some very heavy rain that it moved over. And that's why there's flood warnings out for Dallas County. So let's drill down a little bit deeper as I'll get down across the Metroplex. You can see mostly just light rain now. The flood threat has started to wane, but we'll still watch that water drain away and be a threat to the roads. From Frisco over to Farmersville, this is in Collin County, right across McKinney, where you see that lightning. That's also where the heavy rain is falling at this moment. When you take a look at rainfall rates, I'll sample these pinks, and you can see it's been very heavy rain that has fallen than the flash flood warned areas, but it falls at a rate of 3 to 4 inches, maybe even up to 5 to 6 inches an hour. It gets exaggerated when there's small hail in the core, and I believe there is. But this is very heavy rain falling in a short period of time. We have had gauges indicate 1 inch of rain in 30 minutes, so just very heavy rain going on. Now, the flood risk at this moment continues to be over parts of both Dallas County. You can see as we pick up from Garland over into Murphy and Lucas, everything you see in this color green, that's where flood risk is going on. Now, in the background, by the way, those green colored counties, those are flood advisories that are also out at this hour. But there is just continuing to be big problems with all this heavy rain that has fallen in this particular area, what saw the heavy rain over the weekend. This is radar estimates here this morning of up to 3 inches of rain, all parts of Denton County, up by the Grapevine area. You see 3 inches of rain there, and near 3 inches of rain from Plano up to Allen. They just fell this morning now. So I'll zoom out because there was another broader area of heavy rain, and that was from the early morning stuff that fell on both sides of I-20 down into Erath County. And if I sample that, you're also going to see numbers that are in that 2 to 3 inch range, and that is because of this tremendous rain that fell in the earlier morning hours in this location and prompted some flood advisories. So all this has been going on with this heavy rain. This has been some strong thunderstorms, but not severe weather. Just been a lot of lightning from Athens down to Fairfield and Limestone and in Freestone counties. That's where the stronger winds have been. These storms are going to be moving into Anderson County. They're moving rather rapidly, and so that certainly makes the threat of severe weather and the threat of flooding a little bit less as they move quickly off to the east. Again, there hasn't been any flood warning, any thunderstorm warnings for any of this weather, just the flood warnings that are issued for Dallas County and up into parts of both Collin and Denton counties. Let me show you this if we can switch over now to Max 2. That's the flash flood warning. It goes on to 2:15 everything in red here. If you can delay your travels, if you are in anywhere around Plano and Carrollton, University Park, if you could just wait a little bit longer. There is very few places for all this rain to go because of the previous big rains we've had over the last several days. In fact, over the last couple of weeks, we've been in some very wet weather here lately. So it was like instant street flooding as soon as this heavy rain moved over the area, and with so little places for this rain to drain off too quickly because of water has already filled up the ditches and the rivers around here, well, that makes for the flooding to be slow to leave the streets. So if you can just delay your travel from Irving up to Plano and to Louisville, Lake Dallas area, you will be much safer for it. There's a flash flood watch continues till 7 p.m. This was issued earlier in the morning. There's that band of areas that received up to 3 inches of rain. Here's that band of area that's rather large, received up to 4 inches of rain. It was a generous rain that fell across this morning and midday. What's going to happen? Well, this thing got into a little bit of a circular low, a mesolow it's called, and that is what helped pump up those big rainfall amounts into Dallas County. As it starts to swirl its way off to the east, we're going to see it take the big rain with it. Now, overnight, we could have some more thunderstorms coming in from the west. We'll have to watch that and see if that becomes a big concern. I'll run that again. Here is it leaving, and then here's some stuff overnight racing across mostly to the south of us. Tuesday, I'm going to put in a 20%, 30% chance of rain. Today, it's 80 or 90%, and you can see how the temperatures are really being kept in check because of all this rain. We're only in the upper 70s for an afternoon high. Now, something that we haven't seen a lot of here since really we rolled into May has been a stretch of dry weather. And we're going to get that Wednesday into Saturday. And tomorrow, the rain chances even aren't that great. I mean, I have it at 20, 30%, but it's in the morning, and it's mostly into the east. And as soon as we stop talking about rain, we got to start talking about the fact that it's June. These are long days, and with that humidity in there, temperatures are going to reach into the mid-90s. It'll be the longest streak of 90-degree days we've had so far this year. It'll be the hottest days we've had so far this year, and it'll probably be the first time this year we've had a feel-like temperature because of this high humidity, the feel-like temperature, triple digits, and that's probably going to be Thursday, if not Friday. So the hottest temperature we've had so far this year, 92 degrees. We've only had 2 days where we're at back-to-back 90s. We've had below normal highs 10 days in a row at DFW. Today makes 11. Starting Wednesday, however, these are going to be the hottest days we've had so far this year. So this is going to be quite the transition, isn't it? We've gone from cloudy, rainy conditions like today, like tomorrow, which will probably keep the temperatures in the 80s. It'll likely be even cooler than that 89. We'll need some sunshine to get to 89 by tomorrow afternoon. But as soon as the sun breaks out, we dry out. Look at this, 90s across the board. By Sunday, we will have a weak front come through, I believe, and that will help both the humidity and bring back some rain chances. We'll keep you posted on that, but that is, fronts in June are pretty rare. So let's go back to the radar before I leave you here on CBSN and we go back to our recording. So you see this in the last 45 minutes, how the heavy rain now is moving up into central Collin County. It's moving over into Hunt County. There's been some heavy rain with strong winds moving into Canton, into Athens. That's in Van Zandt County and down into Henderson County. And we're going to see some strong thunderstorms and heavy rain move into Anderson County. We'll have to watch these areas for flooding. Otherwise, across the metro area, as I put a stop to that rotation, and I'll outline this for you, this is all just moderate to light rain that is falling. This is going to be going on probably for another couple of hours before it finally clears out and we start to dry out a little bit. We'll be keeping you posted if conditions warrant here on CBSN with some live weather coverage. If the flood warning threat intensifies for any reason, we'll be keeping you posted here on CBSN. Please download our free app. It will tell you about warnings in your area, no matter where your phone is in the United States.